gates and days of Orion. Welcome once again, humanoid beings. We are Ankh. We come simply to remind and to acknowledge. In this window of time that has been bespoken to your consciousness, the Orion Gate will continue to beam frequencies upon your planet and also throughout the galaxy solar systems. What is taking place is through the star-aligned factors of these other embodiments you call constellation, Pleiadian, Antares, Sirius. They all come together for you or the children of this expression. You are the Amalgam Form. And once again, the Amalgam Form gets ready to become connected to the one cord. It does not mean you are going to become like a tree. What it simply means is that you will once again be able to acknowledge and see each other in the equalization factor that begins to spin on your planet. It does not mean that the consciousness that you are is going to have some great breakthroughs and admonish itself and have peace. You are still journeying from the days of Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, and the unspeakable. These are memories that are continually to being released. Your consciousness is beginning to have thought forms that are beyond your capacity for understanding. This is not you losing your mind. There will be some that still have seeming bipolar or medical, you call it psychological difficulties. Humanoids, don't you find it fascinating as a consciousness? You are becoming aware of so much psychological change. It is simply because there is an aspect of your consciousness that believes if you hang on to what you have known, you will be able to get through the unknown. Consciousness from the gates of Orion. We are Ankh, and once again we make ourselves known with the brotherhood and what you might label as sisterhood. Whatever terms, we don't care if you call it the hood. Simply recognize it is all coming together. Antares, Sirius, Pleiades, Orion. We are all coming once again. We are not something that is separate from you. We have been visiting you in all forms and factions for thousands of years. There will still be some of you that will be in denial. This is nothing to be humored of or saddened of. It is simply there are aspects of the humanoid condition that are so protectant. The web can simply not be revealed enough. There are conditional bipolarities that can be created if you so choose. What we would ask you is to listen to the sound of the ringing in your ears. Many of you this night have heard ringing. All of you throughout the last 30 to 65 days in your incarnation have had sounding tones. Does this make reference in your minds at this point? Perfect consciousness. Spread the word, as you humans call it. We would prefer that you spread the energetic dynamic. How you do this simply is remember what you are. In the amalgam, you are seeming polarity. You are not bipolar. You are of the confluence of one frequency. You are a multi-strand entity. You are an adaptation that is beginning to once again reveal itself and go beyond what looks like for many of you this, many of you label it through your judgmental minds, the mundanity or mundane experience. We would continue to evolve beyond your judgments. Many of you, as was bespoken by consciousness prior to this amalgam, recognize consciousness. You will find there will be flutter and wow in your brain synapse. If you are, or you know anyone that takes, label them medication for the cranial and hemispherical balance, or to balance the ego mind, or to take reptilian brain and bring it to an ease with hypothalamus and pituitary. Please, we are not of your medical science, but what we would tell you is, during this period of next valuation, you label lunar cycle from this fullest of the light to the next completion, fullest completion, fullest completion. You call that possibly 92 or 3 days, depending upon your calendar measurement. It would be wise if you take these pills, or you know anyone that does, to make them small. For the medications that you take in your bodies will be creating great emotional movement. You do follow this tongue that is spoken. Is this correct?
Yes.
This is the time, humans. It may not be what all beings are looking for. Your earthen reality is changing. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden you will not need your transformers, your electricity, your oil, your magnificence that you have created in your world. What it will mean is that your capacities to see, hear, speak, and move through matter will continue to expand. You will be able to hear each other's thoughts. Many of you can already do it now. It's because of your less magnification and distraction on this human plane. That would be in your perfection. Yet soon it continues for many. We would suggest those of you that herald or claim yourselves as adapters of future self or trainers for the possible now, we would suggest that you bring together humanoids and invite them to get ready for the shift. Do not tell them what the shift is, for the shift is shifting all the time. You might say it's shifty. That was our attempt at cosmic humor. Please acknowledge and recognize in your own thermodynamic that your thyroid and this area you call your stomach are undergoing great change. We would suggest that you manipulate these areas by taking any form of glucose, any form of citrus other than orange and lime, and increase these in your diet. You have understood the words that have been shared. Is that correct?
Yes.
Finally, humans, there will be a discovery coming unto the land that is called Egypt. It comes within the next 24 months. It will reveal that there was indeed a place called Atlantis, and it will indeed reveal the three-sided pyramid that was used to transport and bilocate. There will be great upheaval, for it will maximize further distraction away from this that has been created for the humanoid to focus on rather than focus beyond. In other words, focus on your true abilities. This will collapse many attached belief systems. We are sure many of you are already aware of this and know of what we speak. Would this be of your truth?
Yes.
Speak your words simply. Recognize there is nothing to do. There is only to be. And simply humans, when it is that you have the time in your physical experience, once again, from Orion, we invite you to simply go across your own plates you call your wrist, conjoin in this matter with the index finger, touching this point here and here. If you can see this form, here, it is on the underneath of your forearm. It will naturally, if you grasp right over your own wrist and let the wrist bones butt up against each other and clasp, and then stretch your index finger to its longest point and push, you will once again remember the amalgam, the nations that you are. Welcome. We are Ara'on, and we will speak again to your consciousness. Remember the touch. Journey well, humanoids. This is the display that you have asked for throughout the gates of history. It's not that you are awakening. It's that the change is here. It is you. Many of you thought it would come from outside. Simply, the amalgam is speaking. Journey.